lush green fields of the Philippines, rolling through tropical village scenes. New friends made along the way, sharing stories at the break of day.
Hello and welcome to Arizona Trails, Philippine Tales. My name is Steve and welcome to this week's Philippine House Bill. But before we get into that, if you have noticed that your money just doesn't buy what it used to, or you're starting to see some weird things taking place in America and you're just scratching your head and you have to say to yourself, it's time to retire. Go somewhere, go anywhere. It doesn't necessarily have to be the Philippines, but definitely go to a country that does treat both you and your money well. Here is Tinfoil Hat to Retirement.
Your tinfoil hat, check the skin color chart. A tax in Australia, red freezes start. Homeless camps rising, Bitcoin crashing down. Hide the numbers quick, portfolio's a clown. It goes up, it goes down. Tariff, bring the bad news round. Opposite of Kramer, shadow banks play. Deflation or inflation, symbols on display. Shoplifters get their punishment like mines align. Best Christmas sweaters, Santa's gifts divine. Giving for president, a charter for the banks. Fed keeps pumping, giving markets thanks. It goes up, it goes down. What's not a hoax spins around. Keep the bathrooms clean, batteries in the cart. Sharia pets waiting, play your government part. Canada's butter knives ready to fight. Naval blockade, planned in the night. Roomba goes broke, Minnesota fraud. Failing on us again, sentiment flawed. JP Morgan's withdrawing, welfare fraud's in sight. Business leaves the UK, monopoly's not right. Jafar, Salmanas is sing with cheer. Merry Christmas to all and a satirical New Year. It goes up, it goes down. Tariffs bring the bad news round. Opposite of Kramer, shadow banks play. Deflation or inflation, symbols on display.
Alright, that was Tinfoil Hat to Retirement. Now, I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, and actually I'll do another video before New Year's, so definitely have a Merry Christmas. Now, speaking of Christmas, since today is Sunday, a lot of workers actually decided to do work today, since they'll probably take off Wednesday and Thursday for Christmas. Also, they may or may not come back until the end of the year, which is after New Year's, and they might come back then, but we'll see, and we'll just check out to see what they have done in the meantime. So what we're going to do is just take a look at what has been done recently. So let's go ahead and take a look here. So of course, Flora and her plants. We just recently got a coconut plant. So if you look right there, that is a coconut plant. It's actually going to be a short coconut, so it's not those big long coconut trees, but basically it's a tree that will grow about waist high, and it will produce coconuts. And so that's one of our interesting plants that we got. We have, again, plenty of moringa. All right, and we're just going to go back here. Another thing that I do want to show when I get over to the side of the house, I'm going to put the camera up over the wall just to give you an idea of our neighbor's yard and construction. So basically what they did was what most Filipinos do when they start their house build or house construction, is they actually build the wall first before building the house. But again, if you watched our videos, you know that we actually built the house first and then our wall second. So that is what we're doing. Last week I actually showed you that we were making a little storage or tool shed, and they have put some things in it already, but I did want to go ahead and show that. Basically what they did here. Now this is your typical Philippine construction right here. I'm sure they're going to be doing more with it, but it's just a simple wood construction, small door with a metal roof on top. And so we're going to use that as a storage. I think, like I said, they did put things into it already, but I think what they did was, yeah, they blocked everything up, so you can't really see back in there, but Flora can fit inside there, and of course for me it's a little bit too small, and that's the reason why that is. So we're still trying to do the cleanup. We still have some things back here that we are taking care of, and I'll just go ahead and raise this up just a little bit as I walk to the front of the house. All right, so I think again what I wanted to do, or what we wanted to do was, we said we wanted to render this wall to make it a stronger wall, and we have started the rendering process. So basically what we've done is, you can see that we have started the rendering right here. So we do have one of the walls that is rendered, and they're just getting ready to do the rest of it here too. So if you look right here, you can see that this trench along here is what they're where our water actually is. Here you can actually see where they buried the water right here. So our water goes down, but they're just getting ready to render these walls right in here, and that is what they're doing right here. So they have started rendering the wall, and that is something that we'll see if they actually get that done, because I'm definitely looking forward to an inside wall. When you render the wall, it definitely makes the wall stronger, and that's what we want to do, is try and get everything rendered. So back where that little tool shed is, if you look down this path, that wall has been rendered. It's the inside of the wall. As a matter of fact, I wanted to show you the flooring. So what they did was they took broken tiles and added it into the concrete for the concrete floor, and I'll show you an example of that, because they also did the same thing to another item that's here on the property. So I'll show you what they did there as well. So right now the workers are getting ready to leave for this evening, and they're going to, like I said, not work on Christmas, so they started working on Sunday, and that's why I'm actually late coming out with the video, because usually I like to videotape early in the morning, but instead we're actually going to go ahead and get this video out later tonight, since again they're going to be leaving and getting ready. So the back is looking good. I'm really glad that we've got a lot of this cleaned up. Of course, they're still working on things back here, just because they had to make the little tool shed back here. If you've seen our Arizona videos, we had a shed built in the corner of our yard there in Arizona. So of course, if you compare that with this one, again, this is the Philippines. It's just a small little hut with some wood, some tin, and that's usually all you need. I mean, in the Philippines, these are your main construction materials right here: tin, wood, and maybe some glass coverings, maybe some barbed wire. But usually everything out here is, they try to keep it as simple as possible. So these are just some of the things that we are working on. Of course, like I said, to have a little bit of plants, some nature within the walls, so that's good. I think a lot of people are excited that we're getting close to Christmas. Like I've said in almost every video, I think for the month of December, is that all the kids, they do come out on around 6:30 at night. They come and they sing 3 Christmas carols. and 2 of them I think are in Visayan, and then they sing 1 English. And then when you give them a little bit of money for Christmas or for singing, then they'll sing another thank you song and wish you a Merry Christmas. So for all those that are Filipino out there, Mayan Pasko. So very good. Have a Merry Christmas. I wish that on everybody, because that is, got to remember what the reason for the season is. All right, so we're coming over here, and like I said, our patio, we finally got both of the wooden beds out now. Actually, there hasn't been too much leaking. I think we finally narrowed down where the leaking is coming from. So they've looked at it, and they've noticed that towards the back wall, so above the windows, above there, they're going to grind a little bit into the concrete at the top and just put a sealant there, because usually what happens, it looks like it somehow goes down in between the cracks of the plastic on top, and then it follows the wood forward and then drips down. So I don't know if that is that's their assessment so far, but we'll definitely wait and see what we do find out there. All right, so we're gonna go this way again. More plants that was set up right here, and we'll see. All right, so this is sort of what they added. So they put some concrete below the staircase, and see how they used the cracked tiles. They just threw some cracked tiles in there for below on the staircase, and that's what they did with the little tool shed. So when they actually concreted the floor of the little shed, they went ahead and took some of our broken tile and stuck it in there. So again here, so this was the actual barbecue that was made. We actually had changed a little bit when they first started making it. They were actually soldering it into the metal right here, but instead we had them redo it and make a little hinge to where you can lift it up, and that way you can get your charcoal out and everything like that. So Flora did use this. We did give the workers a little early Christmas dinner, and so they made some barbecue pork and some other things on this grill already, and that was pretty interesting there. So also, let's take a look at this wall. So they did some of the rendering on this wall right here, and I think they're going to do some rendering over here as well. So we're getting all the walls rendered. They're just taking their time on seeing which walls to do first. So we are getting a render done, so that is good. And one of the things that I did fail to mention last week that we did do, they did put rock in this middle area with the tree. And remember when I said that I wanted to bring the ground level up even to the driveway area, but instead they actually went with my original idea, which I told my wife, I told Flora, I said the best thing to do would be to drill a hole through the wall and put, tube out, so that way the water drains out of this wall. And that's exactly what they did. So they did fill it. They just went ahead and put a tubing there and did that instead. So that's one of the things that we did. So now it doesn't fill up with water, but it does drain, and that is what we put there. Let's see, what else have we done. Let's go up to the top. Not much else has changed upstairs. I mean, that's just something that goes on. Matter of fact, during this period of time is usually the busiest time, or this is when a lot of the people start either getting off from school or they're riding their motorcycles up and down the streets. So that's pretty much everything that's going on right now. Today was a sunny day, but it looks like we might have some night showers. Now they've been painting, so it looks like on that far roof over there, they have started painting just a little bit, but we'll see if they paint anymore. But that is exactly what's happening. So it is sunny, sunshine everywhere, and some clouds mixed in. All right. So just a little bit at a time. We do have a lot of different things taking place, and that's what I want to do. I want to try and keep busy, do as much as we possibly can, even though they're small little projects, just to make the house better a little bit at a time. And that's really what we want to do. All right, so again, rendering, still making sure we got dirt, sand, and again, this is for the rendering process. So we are getting walls rendered. We got that one rendered. We'll have this one, and then of course the walls over there will probably be rendered as well. Floor is grass, is still growing. Flowers over here, some look good, some don't. I don't know if they'll continue to grow. They should. And then we'll just keep rendering these walls over here. But hopefully you get to see how this wall is going to be used for our neighbor's wall. So we're sharing this wall, and then they work really hard and really fast to get the other wall up, and they have a different construction. A lot of times what will happen here in the Philippines, just to give you an update if you haven't watched the videos, when we created our wall and even our house, when they dig into the ground, what some Filipinos will do is they'll just dig a trench, they'll lay the rebar down, and then fill the trench with concrete. What we've done when we constructed our house and the wall, we laid the rebar down, but we laid it in a concrete form. So we actually made a form that had concrete with the rebar, and then buried it into the ground. So we're not using the ground as what's holding the concrete. We actually created a concrete column in the ground. So that's probably the difference between the two. Does it hold up the same like in an earthquake? That I don't know, but it does seem like it might be better to have a column buried in the ground than have the ground be what's holding the concrete, because if the earth moves, then it's going to move that concrete. I mean, it's going to move the concrete form that we have in the ground too, but I don't know, the ground will shift but the form will remain the same. So yeah, that's pretty much where we are right now. And like I said, what I want to do is I want to make sure that I do wish everyone a very Merry Christmas. And I'll have another video out before New Year, so then I'll be wishing everybody a Happy New Year. But until that time, I want to thank you for joining Arizona Trails and Philippine Tales. You have a wonderful day, and again, a Merry Christmas. Thank you again. Bye-bye.